Good morning, everybody. Patty Ann here. Hey, welcome to installment number 2 of using the bundle. Now, I do want those of you to remember who do not have the bundle, that's okay. You can go out into Cricut Access and look for something that's similar to what we're using, or go on the internet and search for something. But those of you who are using the bundle, you'll need to have the Rebetha font, again, all 3 versions, just like yesterday, and you'll need Pixie Ring, both parts of that. So I'm going to show you now up on my computer where to find these papers that I really recommend that you print off because they'll really be helpful. I do have to tell you one thing about the Pixie Ring one though. Do you see how it shows there? Let me scroll it a little bit. That if you use a capital A, it says here if you use the capital A, you'll get this little present, this gift. If you use the capital E, you'll get this teacup. The capital G, you'll get this house. Put it up closer. All right, anyway, they've made a mistake on here. It's actually backwards. So if you use a capital A, you're going to get the bell. If you use a capital E, you're going to get this mirror. So you need both of these fonts. And if you're not sure where to get them, look up here on my computer. If you come to where you've downloaded them, and eventually you'll get to the Fantastic February bundle, you'll click on that, and then click on Documentation. And the last one down here that says Dingbats Ornaments Guide, that's what you'll click on. And it's going to open up and show you which of these fonts have anything. So for example, the Apple Juice font doesn't have any additional dingbats, nor does this one. Little Summer doesn't. So these don't have them, but when you get to Pixie Ring, it does. So what I did when I went to print this, of course, I figured out which page number I was on, and I just printed that page because I don't want to print these blank pages. So there's the Pixie Ring stuff, and again, you don't have to print them at all. You could just come into here when you're searching for something. And then down here further is the Rebetha. And also, once again, don't forget that you could just use Babel Map to find these things. Okay. So let's go to Cricut Design Space, and let me show you what I have for you today. So the one we're going to use today is this one in the very center, right here. Today's Good Mood is sponsored by coffee. Now I know some of you don't like coffee and some of you drink tea, so I thought we could change it to Today's Good Mood is sponsored by chai tea, or you could put in latte, or you could put in Starbucks. Another sample, if you don't want to do any of that at all, you could do this one on the right. Today's Good Mood is sponsored by new shoes. Most people are shoeaholics. I'm not. I wear the same shoes all the time. Anyway, so the one we're going to do today, I think will be, I think I'll do this one and I'll put Starbucks in it. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group this one and hide it. And make sure this one is grouped, and I'm going to hide it. This is the one that we're going to start with, and the way that I found that was just going like this. I go upload, and again, those of you who don't have the bundle, you find something and bring it in and just practice with changing things up the way we're going to do. So anyway, I just came in here to upload, and I went to upload an image and browse. We're doing the coffee pack today. So I'm going to open the coffee pack, and I could click on the preview image if I want to see it, but I'm just going to go into the SVGs. We will never use in Cricut Design Space the DXF files or the EPS files. Those are for different machines. And the PNG files These give you a look at what everything's going to appear to look like. But that's not the one we want either. We do not want the PNG. We want the cut file. We want the SVG. And the one that I want, remember it said today's good mood. There it is. Today's good mood is provided by coffee. So I'm going to click on that and say open. And there it is. We're just going to bring it in as it is. What I like to do over here in this area is just write that it's from CraftBundles. And maybe I could put coffee here and CraftBundles so I can find them if I'm searching. And hit save down here. All right, there it is saved. So now I'm just going to click on it to highlight it and come over here and insert images. And I'm going to have it twice now. So I'll just delete this one. Okay. And I said I was going to have it say Starbucks, but I'll get rid of that for now. All right. Let's see. So this is going to be really easy if I just change the word to Starbucks. So I'll start with that, and then we can jazz it up a little bit more if we want to. So the first thing we're going to do, if you want to have it say Starbucks down here, notice when I click on it, I can't change anything by itself. Now what I need to do is I need to come up here and ungroup. So now all I can do is I can just get rid of this word coffee. Simple, just like that, coffee. And I can come over here to text and I can write Starbucks. And oh, look at that. Look what it's doing. All these crazy little characters. Do you know why? Look what I have selected up here in the font area. I have Rebitha Ornaments. I don't want Rebitha Ornaments. I've got to switch that. I'm going to change it to Rebitha Sands for right now. There we go. So I could actually be done just changing it like that. And that would be cute. But say maybe I don't like these little guys, these things on either side of the word by. When I click on that, come over here and you'll see those are all together. These two fellas, and watch if I pull them off, I can delete them. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to my desktop and I'm going to look. Oh, I see something I like. Let's see. In Rebitha. And where are all my Rebitha papers? All right. So the thing I kind of like is this little guy here, which is by the number 0. So what I need to do is to come back over here to Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to come to the text tool, and this time, since we know it's in Rebitha and it's one of those fancy things, we're going to change it to the ornaments, because that's what it is. It's an ornament. It's something fancy. It's not just the regular text. And I saw on the paper that I hit the number 0, and it's going to make that little shape I want. And sure enough, there it is. Isn't that cute? So I'd like to make it smaller, and I can put it by here. And then if I want one on the other side, I can simply click it and duplicate it. And then once I've duplicated it, I don't want them both like that. I want the mirror images of each other. So I would come up here to flip horizontal, and there they are. Okay, so now something I might like to do to make sure they're lined up well at the bottom is I can click on this guy, hold down my shift key, get the word by, keep holding my shift key and hit the other little icon. I would come up here to align and align bottom. Do you see how they move? So now they're aligned perfectly. Okay, let's imagine that I don't like these little coffee beans, which I don't really like. Maybe you like them. I don't want them there. I can do this, click on the coffee cup, see that? But there's no way to ungroup it. So you probably remember from previous lessons, how can we get rid of those beans? Yep, we can come down to contour. And now I can either go around and click each one of these beans in the inside part individually, or I can come down here to where it says hide all contours. You really can't see it because I have my screen enlarged, but it says hide all contours right down here. I can hide everything, and it will hide everything except for one cut. It always has to have one cut. So let's look and see what it's left us with. Okay, that's not exactly what we want, so let's click on it again. What cut are we missing that we want? Yeah, let's go back to contour. Let's contour in the handle. We want that cut. And let's get this cut in there as well. And now let's exit out and look. Yep, that's what I like. So that's pretty much all we'd have to do. Let's see. What happens if we go to make it right now? Let's look and see. Oh dear, it's going on to 3 different mats and it's all messed up. I don't like it like that. Let's cancel that. I think what I'm going to do is collect everything, and I'm going to change everything to black. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab everything and I'm going to weld it. And since everything is the same color, welding will work perfectly. And now if I go to make it, it should all fit on one mat and be perfect. Yep. So there it is. But let's look at that one that I said with the shoes. All right, listen, isn't it cute? Like I said, though, I'm not a big shoe lover. All right, let's see. How did I do that one? Let's get rid of this one. I'll just exit out, or I'll hide it. Gotta hide that too, because I didn't group it all together. Let me go back. Let me group this all together first, and then it'll be easier for me to just hide the whole group. Okay. So the Today's Good Mood is sponsored by, now notice I used the same little thing in here that I used in the Starbucks one, but I got a shoe somewhere, and I also got this ribbon. Okay, the ribbon you will find again in Rebitha. So let's look down here at my table, and I'm going to look in for my Rebitha, and I believe the one I chose was the hey, you know what, let's choose a different one instead. I'm going to choose the lowercase e one because it's kind of swirly. That might be cute. Okay, here's the one we're going to do. I'm going to bring in the first one that we start with by going to upload and upload this, insert the image. Okay, this is the one we started with that came in the bundle, and I'm going to first of all ungroup it. I'm going to get rid of the word coffee. I'm going to highlight it, click on it, and hit delete on my keyboard or exit out with this. I'm going to get this next stuff here, grab as much as I can, and exit out. Okay. So that's what I wanted. Now, I need you to look down here to see where in the world am I going to get that little shoe. Well, if you look into the Pixie Ring extras, you will see that there's a boot right here there's a little high-heeled shoe, a little stiletto-ish shoe. And it says it's a lowercase x, but I believe it's the uppercase or capital X because I think they made an error. So let's check. Okay, so here we are back at Cricut Design Space. Like I said, on their sheet, they showed me that it was a lowercase x, but I think they have a typo there. I'll try the lowercase x, and of course I have to come up here and type in Pixie so I can get to the Pixie ring font. And the one that I want is the extras here. So I'll click on that. And since they said it was a lowercase x, I'll try that first. So that is not what I want. That's nice, but that's not what I want. So instead, I'm going to come to text, still in Pixie Ring Extra, and I'm going to click on the uppercase or the capital X, and that's what I want. So they've done it a little backwards on our sheet. So you need to maybe make a notification on your sheet that you use the lowercase on the one that looks like you use the capitals and vice versa. All right, but if you don't remember and you try something, you get the wrong thing, you'll probably figure it out. All right, so I'm going to bring the shoe up here and I'm going to resize it. Okay, is sponsored. And now what I've used is the same Rebitha font here. So I'm going to come back to my text tool, type in the word buy. Notice what I get first. Those crazy things. Well, they're not crazy, but that's not the word buy. I'm going to click in there. So what I have to do is I have to come up here to font, click in here, and then go over here where I search, and once again type in Rebitha. When I type in Rebitha, assuming you have it installed, you'll get 3 different ones. The one that we want right now is Rebitha Sans. Click on that, and it changes those to what we want. And we can bring them right up here and resize. All right. Now, where did I get that little flourishy thing? Look down here at my desktop again. I believe that was from Rebitha. It was right from here. If I click in the letter or the number 0, I get that. So I've got to come back to my Cricut Design Space. I'm going to come to Rebitha Sans. The text tool, Rebitha Sans. No, I don't want Rebitha Sans because that looks like this. And I don't want Rebitha Script because that looks like this. I want Rebitha Ornaments. Click on that. Then I'm going to type in the number 0. And look what I get. Cute, right? Okay, so I'm going to make it smaller so it will look nice. Oh, and I have it by the word buy, don't I? So I got to make it quite small. Okay, now I want one on the other side, so I'll just highlight this one and come up here to duplicate. Okay, now I have 2 of them. Perfect, right? Nope, not yet, because I want this one to be a mirror image of that one. So to do that, I highlight it and I come up here to where it says flip and flip horizontal. Okay, that's what I want. Now, suppose I do want them lined all up at the bottom, which I do. I can move that one in a little bit. I would click on this one, hold down my shift key, click the word buy, and click the other ornament, and then come up here to align and align bottom. And that makes them so they're aligned perfectly. And then the next thing I did was I got a ribbon. Where do I get the ribbon? Come back down again to my desktop. I found one that I liked in Rabitha, of course, again. Okay, in the Rabitha font, to get the one that I want, I'm going to hit the uppercase E. So let's go back to Cricut Design Space and do that. All right, so I come over here to the text tool again, and I'll come back up here and make sure I have Rabitha Ornaments selected, because again, the Rabitha Sans just looks like this, and the Rabitha Script just looks like this. If I want the ornaments, I need to have that one highlighted. And I said I'll click the capital or uppercase E. Okay, and that's the one I wanted. So, today's Good Mood is sponsored by okay, so that's ready, and now I'm going to, and I think maybe I might like this one over here better, but I'll use this one just for demonstration. So I'm going to come back to the text tool, and I'm going to type in new shoes. Okay, notice what it comes in looking like. And why is that? Why do they look like that? Look at the and. They look like that because that is being done in Rabitha Ornaments. I want to do it in Rabitha Sans, and it'll change it. New shoes. Gotta make it smaller. I'm also going to come up here and make it gray so that when I put it on top of the ribbon, I'll be able to see it and be able to know how to resize it. Okay, so I'm going to drag it up here. And that actually looks pretty good. I might want to unlock this and make it a little bit wider like that. Okay, on the shoe, there we go. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the word shoes, hold down my shift key, and click on the ribbon. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to slice the word new shoes right out of the ribbon. I want it to be cut out of the ribbon. So I'm going to hit the tool, the slice tool over here. And now it doesn't look like it did anything, but if I hold on the word shoes and drag it over and get rid of it, it certainly doesn't look like there's anything else here, but when I click, I can tell there's something there. Drag it off, get rid of it, and there, now we have new shoes. So I might want to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, so that's pretty much it. Since everything is the same color, what I would do now is I would just weld it. Since I'm not sure how all of these things were made, I would weld them to make a t-shirt. And then, as you know, since my EasyPress that I have is the 9x9 one, I like to make it so that my t-shirt, unless I'm making one for a man and I want it to be much bigger, but for me, 9x9 works. So I like to change it. I come up here and look for the biggest dimension, and it's this one this time. So I'm going to change it to 8.75, which is 8 3/4. So that'll fit perfectly under my EasyPress with one press. And I'm going to allow the width to change to whatever it will change to automatically. Okay, that looks small, but let me get rid of this one. Actually, which one do you guys like better? Let me resize this one so they're both the same size. Okay, so do you like the one with the curvy new shoes, or do you like the one with the straight new shoes? I don't know. There's lots of things that we can do. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here to templates. And this is where you get the t-shirt. And I can scroll down and find a t-shirt that I liked. There was another one down here. Here it is, scoop neck t-shirt. And it says templates are for reference only. It will not be saved with your project, just so you know. So I'm going to bring this over here. And I think that looks great there. And I'll pretend like this is another front of the shirt, although that is the back. Now remember, I can click on the t-shirt and come over here on the right hand side, and I can change the color of it. And this is just so I can get an idea of what this will look like on a shirt. And then of course, remember, I can change the size up here. This should be a women's short sleeve. And right now it's an extra small. I'd probably do a large or an extra large. And again, this is just so I can get an idea of how this will look on this t-shirt. And I like it. So the next thing that I would do is I would just go to make it. I would continue. And obviously I would select my device. And as you'll remember, as I always say, I have my machine set on custom all the time because I will forget to change it. So before I can do anything else, I have to set the material here. I would change it to everyday iron on. Notice this thing that comes up, this caution. I wish it came up bolder than that. It says make sure mirror is turned on and iron on material is face or shiny side down on the mat. So I can just come over here to edit and scroll down and click right here to turn mirror on and watch what it does to this text. Makes it kind of backwards. Say done, and then I'm ready to go. All I need is my fine point blade, and it's cool. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Remember, next time what we're going to do is something out of this section. The one that's called Cute Animals, and I think we'll be cutting cardstock with that one. If you have any ideas of how you'd like me to change any of these, let me know. Let's go into the PNG file and see what we have. You can kind of get a look. If I come up here to view extra large icons, you see how you can see those extra large icons? So what I was thinking I might do is I'll do this dog here and I'll make it say something else. And another thing I might do is add an additional dog and make him say something as if they're talking together. But if you have another idea, don't forget you can email me. And let me put the email on here. So feel free to, email me there and let me know if you have any ideas for what we should do for the next installment of our bundle work. So thank you for joining me. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. If you're not sure about where to get the bundle, I'll have the link down below this video so that you can get it. Make sure you use my link and the code that I have provided there. I guess that's about it, other than join us over at our Facebook group. Here's what it's called over here. And see you guys again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.